Alright, we're back into it. So, Dawn's meeting has concluded. And,
So it's Carpe's.
yeah. It seems as though, like, for those of you watching, it seems like Dawn kind of froze up for a second, along with the guy, and then they got kind of weirdly blurry for just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, they like, kind of broke. It was just like this kind of, like, little, like, almost like pause of weirdness.
That was an odd little pause of weirdness.
I mean, they're only talking, like, for 10 minutes, so it's like 10 seconds that went by.
No.
Now they were kind of frozen like that.
Well, anyhow.
I guess
you
that
two get-
concludes our meetings. We shall get going, and you will have things to think about.
If I recall, we were offered information or a connection to information.
Ah, yes. We did offer you some things. All right, Nathan. What is it that you seek to know?
Well, my understanding was that you would be looking for information that might lead us to the first city. Perhaps the stories that Agonistes told.
There are many bits of information that we could share with you. Yes. All right. We can perhaps help you out here. They say that the true city existed, the first one, within somewhere in the Middle East. At the mortals' cradle of civilization, somewhere in this region. As many civilizations were birthed here, it makes sense that perhaps this one was, too, the first of the city's civilizations. What truth there is to all this? It's hard to say what truly caused all of this to grow up. And where it really was is difficult. If you are looking for it, there are rumors that you can find a shadow of it deep within the realm of the dead. But those clans that could visit it are long since gone. And those that have replaced them, lesser bloodlines. If they would even allow you to attempt to have their help. As for what it means for modern days if you're looking for it, I cannot say. When something is wiped out as well as that, it is hard to find. Even the second city was wiped out quite well. And you will not find what is left of them. But in many of those that are remaining, Babylon, here, remnants of these places, of those places, found their way. So if you're looking for something, there might be something buried deep within the sands from the old times of Egypt itself here. I can see if my sire knows anything more that could help you. Maybe. Maybe not. I will consult and let you know if I find anything else. But I hope those words could be of help to you, Nathan. I hope they can. And then they'll leave. It seems my time here is done then. I'm not a fan of the dust and the dirt. I will leave now. Come, Federico. We are going to the plane and getting out of here. It was good to see you again, friends. You at least seem to have some use.
You're welcome again.
They're going to take the rental car?
Yeah,
Just gonna drive off it.
that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So we may return it to the rental stop at the airport. That should be fine.
Yep. Federico will drive. He's apparently not great at it, but he's okay. Natural ability helps him.
Makes sense.
I don't think he has any dots in anything that would be even close enough to helping on that one. The answer... Oh. I think that's supposed to be... horseback riding. He's really good at. Okay. Pretty sure that's what ride is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that
I
is.
don't think that would help enough.
No, apparently he's a really good horseback rider. If you got a horse for him.
You know, I forgot.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah, ride is what you use instead of drive if you're playing in like the middle. If you're playing in like the Middle Ages.
He's certainly an expert at politics too. God, politics is 7. Damn. Anyway.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well then.
Mm-hmm. So, you're standing around in an old Roman graveyard.
Wait a minute. I think we mixed up the names. Because I think Di Padua was the one we killed.
No, that's Francisco di Polona. Federico di Padua, which I've got his sheet right here, is Nosferatu guy.
Okay.
I think
Then
we've
we
been
mixed
calling him. I think we've been calling him like Francisco and Federico interchangeably.
Because
whole
they're
time.
so goddamn close. And I looked up, I got one, and the other is his rival, and I'm like, God damn it, why does your rival have to have the same goddamn name as you almost?
That's why the rivalry started. People start getting them mixed up.
Yep.
Bastards.
We've at least been saying De Padua, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except when I wrote directions, the Temple of Lilith was Di Padua's cup.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
We're good. All right.
Oreo,
So.
cup. You could steal it.
I should really share, like, a picture of Cock Robin. He's such an interesting-looking fellow. Mm-hmm.
So he said there was a model under the sands of Egypt, right?
Well, there's supposed to be a model somewhere. You know, you're thinking it might be under the sands of Egypt. He
I
said...
thought he said.
He... In your first meeting?
No, just now.
No, he said that a number fled from there to here, from the falls of the cities.
Ah.
That it was the falls of these first 2 cities that was the birth of civilization, because he's implying that both mortals and vampires alike that fled there, because there was both mortals and vampires at these cities, came to these places and birthed civilization. That if it wasn't for vampires, there probably wouldn't be human civilization. Cough, cough. Of course not.
Right. But he was talking about the model, and he said that we might be able to find a shadow of the city in the land of the dead.
Yes.
But he also said there was a model somewhere.
Um,
In the sands, and I thought he said of Egypt.
that would have been from the week before, and I don't remember if I said that or not. I might have implied that he may have thought it might be here.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Sewer lore. Frickin' Cock Robin has sewer lore as a knowledge. And 5 ranks in it. How much do you need to know about sewers?
I mean, he could probably about the sewer structure of every city.
That's probably what it is. It's like, I know how to get around in any city I go to in the sewers.
So, ultimately, it sounds like he didn't really help us at all.
Yes and
Aside
no.
from telling us that the first city, the stories are that the first city is located in the Cradle of Civilization, which we had already sort of guessed, but...
Yes. Which is somewhere
The
around
reason we
here.
came to Egypt is
He
because
told
of the
you
model
that,
under the
like,
sands.
maybe if you're Well, the thing is, you weren't saying I'm looking for a model necessarily. You were saying looking for the actual city. That's what he
Right.
was kind of implying. Like, he might have known more about, like, an actual model or something, but you didn't ask him directly. So then he's like, there's also a shadow of it in the realm of the dead. Which...
And that there were those who were of a lesser bloodline who might be able to help us, but he wasn't sure. And
Well,
I don't feel like I got a chance to ask which bloodlines those were.
he's...
Or
Okay, I'm going to
what
tell
he
you
was
very
talking
easily, he was making jests at the Giovanni. They're necromancers, but he's making fun of them because they killed off the Cappadocians in order to get their power.
Got it.
Yeah. He's implying that there would be necromancers, like the Cappadocians, that could have helped you. But, oh no, they got all murdered by lessers. And also he's probably implying that the Giovanni are dicks, because they are.
Well, except that there's a Cappadocian south of the city.
Oh, yeah.
That
He
might.
did
I was
not-
about to say that might be more helpful than you thought.
He might not think you're crazy enough to try to go talk to her.
Well, obviously he doesn't know us very well.
Yeah.
I mean, Dawn was crazy enough to go talk to True Brujah.
Yeah.
Twice.
Well, like,
Wait, no,
yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride.
Well, as our sanity is no longer in question, it doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
As our lack of sanity is no longer in question.
Yeah. Who wants to go visit the Necropolis?
I don't. Let's do it.
Oh, should we bring cockroach friend? Or is that a really bad idea?
I mean, I don't see it helping,
Okay. Yeah.
Neither do
fair.
I.
because if we get attacked, like, she's basically keeping the Giovanni out of Cairo by protecting Cairo from the ghosts or undead or whatever. So if she just stops that, fucked. It also implies that she has a great deal of control over them, or influence with them, and that otherwise they might go destroy Cairo. So I think if we bring Ryan, it's mostly just adding to the number of people who are going to die with us if that's what's going to end up happening.
Fair. Yeah.
And besides, he's the only one of us who can interact with the majority of the rest of Cairo. So I think it might be helpful to let him continue his work. And by that, I probably mean eating lots of ice cream and trying not to be scared of anything.
Oh, lots of ice cream.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Sakara.
Sakara to the
Let's go
south.
potentially get party wiped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could start the next game pretty quickly then.
Yeah, true.
Very true. Very true. Anyway.
Too bad we don't have the sword of Dracula or whatever the other one was.
Oh, I miss getting to carry those swords around.
Yup.
Well, we did have the other one.
I don't
we
believe
bought
so.
it.
That's
The one from the auction?
I don't think that was that sword,
It was like a werewolf slaying sword.
but it was a different one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, maybe you're talking about I thought you were just talking about. You said when you said the sword of Dracula, I thought you meant the sword from the auction.
Oh, no.
No.
There's a little
Yeah,
sword
so-
of Dracula, and then like one that kind of goes along with it too.
The reforged
Misunderstood.
blade.
Right, I remember now. Yeah, this did come up before. Okay, I got confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of swords. I've been stealing them since like the second game in.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What generation is Dracula?
Dracula. What generation was he? 6th, I think? Let me check, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have expected him to be at least 4th. Huh.
No, because, he was originally 6th, but through Diablo, he's 5th.
Okay.
I don't know who Diableized, but he totally did someone back in the day.
Still surprised he's not 4th. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's because to be 4th, you need a 3rd gen, and there aren't many 3rd gens that wake up throughout the last 2,000 years. I think,
Still, I just expected him to be more powerful. Anyway.
like, most... I mean, 5th generation's pretty powerful, though, still.
Oh, no, it's very powerful. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, it's Dracula. It's like figurehead vampire.
He made himself
It's-
figurehead vampire by, like...
It says that Alistair Cromwell's grandsire was the clan founder.
Yep. Because 6th gen...
Anyway, sorry,
look, there's speculation about his generation, and I was going for one of the storylines. Yes, that's the
Got
only thing is
Yeah.
there's a lot of speculation about like what's goes on because like it's like the sire they have written down as supposed sire, which would have been a 5th generation, but it's not really known who his sire is.
Got it.
So there is
Got
like
it.
with some vampire lore, there's conflicting stories.
What do you know?
Mm-hmm. So, there's thought that he's 5th generation through Diablo. He could just be 5th generation anyway, and maybe he just ate someone to defeat them completely and utterly in their soul. Anyway. Okay.
Delicious vampire.
Certainly not nasty beef.
Okay. So you will head south to Sakara.
Sakar.
I have to figure out what Sakara looks like.
What might a necromancer want?
Ah, that's what Sakara
Dead
looks like.
people.
Good to know. It's a step pyramid in Egypt, like south of Europe. That's south of Cairo. That is a necropolis. Great. Mm-hmm. The question of what a necromancer would need, you do not know. That's the easy way of saying it. Is you have no idea.
Right. I'm asking my my team to help brainstorm.
People that
okay,
dead,
so-
like dead things. What if we got them a dead gorilla?
I mean,
Right?
maybe. You don't know if they want a gorilla in the first place. A dead one, maybe.
Gorilla pets have worked for us very well in the past, and we get to go to the zoo.
Okay.
All right, that's an idea.
I'm really stressed. Like, the ideas of
And there is a Giza Zoo.
Jake. Perfect.
I tend to vote no on that again. Let's do something new.
Elephant?
I was thinking more, not an animal from the zoo.
Okay.
We can go
Yeah.
visit the zoo if you'd like. I'd just rather not try and steal anything from it this time.
Fair. Yeah. It doesn't always go well.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay.
Gotta want, like, some of our blood or something. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Indeed.
Now you've had me look up the Giza Zoo.
I don't
No.
think we ever got Dracula's sword. We only got an Akurin, and that was what we used against Simiche, and that was lost with Leslie when...
You did manage to get Dracula's sword back at the end there,
Yeah.
because both swords were brought in. At the betrayal, you managed to get the other one and gave it back to Dracula.
Yeah, because I
But
had
Anakurin was
sword-
buried with Leslie.
Okay.
I had
Though,
the
I'm
other
just
one.
saying, Leslie might show up again, cough, cough, cough.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Unfortunately for poor Umber, but, you know.
Yeah.
Situations have changed for the poor man again, so... But maybe I can convince him to show up if he feels not. If I can have him make him feel like he's wanted, and Leslie can have a cool re-entry.
That would be
Aw.
pretty sweet.
You
One
want to
would
do something
cry
really
blood.
interesting? We could go poach a lion and bring it back to him. Her.
See, Emil is thinking along my lines.
Yeah, I think he just wants to fight a lion because Gangrel Hunter.
Oh, you can get a lion cloak and I'll have the bear and then we'll have to get Nathan something.
Okay. Perhaps...
To be able to say I hunted a lion is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can go ahead and look into the black market of hunting them, as we wouldn't need to go to the zoo for that, if I recall
No.
correctly. We would need to watch out for groups like PETA.
Or just the cops.
That also. And also any disruptions might be looked down upon by the general populace of Cairo, which I would very much like to avoid at the moment, at least until we're ready to leave and have found what we are looking for.
Accurate.
I was thinking more along the lines of conveniences that might be less available in a necropolis.
Coffee maker?
I mean,
So they have great coffee
you have to
here.
drink coffee to really
I
help with
know.
that. That's a very good question. As I continue to look up stuff from the Giza Zoo, I think.
You know
We're not
what?
probably not going there.
I know, but you got me interested in it now. See, that's what happens with sometimes when you these games. You get me interested in something, and I feel like I gotta look this stuff up, Dad. God damn it!
Don't we also desperately not want to go to Giza because that's where the pit is?
Granted, Giza's a large territory, but technically is within that territory.
Yeah. What if we rounded up a number of drug users and brought them to her for a good time?
It does sound like a good time.
as an offering, and she would be well within her rights to wait until the drugs had drained from their systems if she wished, or enjoy the buzz from a bit of whatever is in their blood.
We could even just bring them sober and just take a load of drugs with us. And then just give them the drugs before she eats them.
I've found that people on drugs are significantly more malleable and easier to influence than those who are not.
Yeah. I could also carry like 3 of them. Like minimum.
I was more thinking a party bus.
Oh. I haven't been on a party bus in ages.
I haven't been on a party bus ever, but I've heard of them, and I imagine that people sitting by the side of the road, high or blasted or whatever they call it, would be interested in joining us for some free food and the suggestion of entertainment.
I could see that happening. And we need to get a new rental vehicle anyway.
That would not be our rental vehicle, that would be different.
Yeah,
Yes.
You know,
It
we
wouldn't be our general one. But yes.
I don't know, it'd be pretty cool to just drive around a party bus all the time.
Also very noticeable.
Yeah. I mean, so is the hat and the cake, you know? Not that I don't like it though. It's a good look for you.
So, what do you guys think?
And if we see a lion on the way, we'll go hunt it.
If we see a lion on the way,
I
we
mean,
will
they're
consider.
a little bit more south, but
Well, just
Sure.
in case,
That's
you know?
the direction we're going.
I more admit they're not really in Egypt, but yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, there are some in Egypt, aren't there? I'm thinking of tigers. Tigers aren't in Egypt.
I forget how the areas that tigers and lions go historically have weird cross to technically tiger range. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Historic.
I know. Yeah, so they're more. Actually, yes. Okay, so they're not really in Egypt except around the Nile. Actually, no. Oh, historic distribution, they were very big, but present distribution, yeah, there's none in Egypt. That's it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there were lions up into the Middle East and into India too, though. Is the thing. But they've just been extinct since the 1960s in northern Africa. So there was a time period where there could have been some lions in areas that there were tigers. Now, not so much. Just like there was a time period that there were tigers that stretched all the way over towards the Middle East. In the northern
Yeah,
parts.
no, because I was like, yeah, there aren't any, because I was like pretty certain, oh yeah, there aren't any lions in Egypt. Then I'm like, wait a second. But there's lots of lion imagery in Egypt. And I'm like, but I didn't think they were. But yeah, okay, so it's because they aren't currently, but they were historically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so there was a crossover in India historically. Modern.
Oh, cool. Alright, neat. Good to know. Alright, so you'll head to the necropolis with a party bus, I guess? Is your plan?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I mean, we're gonna probably collect some drugged up homeless people off the street.
Alright.
And tourists.
And tourists. And put them on a party bus and get them to the necropolis. So you've arrived outside the necropolis and the bus is partying. What are you gonna do now?
How do we approach a necromancer without dying again?
Walk up to them.
Okay.
Presumably?
Okay. I'm just, you know, I've really dealt with them before.
Nor have I. No idea.
It's less about dying on the way to them and more about worrying about dying from your friends who are dead. And then great. Anyway, let's just move forward.
Yes.
This can't go any worse than the fact that we're already here.
Mm-hmm.
With a bus full of drugged up people.
Yep.
Yep. Alright, so yeah. You can head inside the Necropolis then if you want to. What's the plan for heading inside?
I don't actually know what the Necropolis looks like. It's a step pyramid, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, from the one side it kind of lead down into, like, levels and halls of, like, kind of like a catacombs of, like, burial grounds. I'm just gonna make something up, because fuck if I know what this is gonna be. The Necropolis itself. Actually, let me see if they say what's inside. That's the cuisine of Egypt. That's not the Necropolis. I still have that open. Okay. Yeah. It's supposed to be some kind of complex under the pyramid that you've heard rumors exists. That has been hidden from the public.
All right, then I guess we need to look for it.
That sounds good. Perception something or other.
I'll be honest, if it's hidden supernaturally, then it should probably be awareness, something that I don't think any of us would want to, because it's not normally on the sheet.
Perception awareness, then it would be. Yeah, you're right. That's.
I mean, I technically put 1 point into awareness because I knew it existed, but.
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing on our sheet is alertness.
Yeah.
We've been using them in, like, interchangeably, haven't we?
Kinda.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Awareness is supposed to be for supernatural, and alertness is supposed to be for normal.
Well, if you want to roll perception awareness, the rest of you want to roll perception alertness. A bunch of you will look around, and the others will look around. One of you will look for supernatural stuff, while the others will just look for stuff.
There's also investigation.
There is also investigation.
Well, this is my perception alertness.
And it's good.
And it's good.
Well, I'm gonna do some investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That perception.
Okay.
I got 1 on my awareness.
Alright. So you'll kind of work together to, like, to look around, and using, like, Emil's ability to, like, you know, like, be like, something supernatural is here. It must be blocking mortals from just finding something in here. So there has to be something unusual going on here. And with that help, and then Nathan's keen eyes and Dawn's investigatory abilities, you will indeed find a hidden entrance in the sands. A little ways away from the pyramid itself, from the Necropolis itself.
Excellent.
I just want to see, like, the high tide between all three of you. Go team!
We just need a 4th, and we're the Scooby Gang again.
Uh-huh. Well, technically, don't you need, like, 5 then? Because then you need, like...
No, because Ryan is Scooby.
That's right, Ryan is Scooby! Christ, Shaggy!
Oh gosh, does that make me Shaggy because I'm the...
No, I think I'm Shaggy.
Gangrel?
I'm the one that Ryan hangs out with.
See, but you're the...
You're
It's
also-
true, I could also be Fred because I'm the smart one.
Have you watched Scooby-Doo? That would make you Velma.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
you're right. I forgot about Velma. I'm Velma. You are
And
right.
actually,
No.
Dawn is pretty much Fred and Daphne put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am the unfortunate child that happened from that parent.
Yeah.
I forgot about Velma. I remembered everyone else. I was like... Anyway.
And that's why Daphne ran off
yeah.
with Velma later on in their lives, because of the unfortunate children.
Anyway.
So,
It was probably like that moment of, walking out this way, but I keep feeling like we shouldn't be. This is probably the right way.
And Dawn's like, look, under this scorpion! They pick up a scorpion that's like trying to sting her and stuff. It's like, "Ah! Look, there's this rock here! This rock shouldn't be here!
this rock is far too large for this otherwise very sandy area.
There are some smaller rocks here and there, but they're more. This one is like stands out, like a secret button. No, there's not this. I don't know if it's like as silly as that, but
So, we can get in.
you can get in though.
Fantastic.
Yep. You can head down into the depths of the necropolis. It's actually a very. It'll kind of like it's going to be a stairway that's going to lead down into an area that's. You can see like still like with the disturbance of you kind of moving in there, like little bits of sand will kind of like pour down through cracks in the rock as things aren't as stable as you want. And it'll lead in kind of like to a dark tunnel, in which I'm pretty sure without lights only one of you can see in there.
He showed me the light app on my phone.
Okay. I'm just saying, one of you totally has red eyes and could use that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, I definitely do.
Mm-hmm. You're like, wow.
I mean, we're also not trying to sneak.
Mm-hmm.
We're...
No, we're not, but it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's getting dark, and then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, gosh dang it.
Oh shit.
You'll kind of see something that's quite interesting that you'll kind of move into. You'll see that, like, it's a structure that was kind of built into under the sand here, under the necropolis. It seems to be a large kind of, like, stone square structure, with, where, like, it kind of opens up down, so there's kind of like a fall down to the bottom where you can kind of see, like, it kind of goes down almost below the sands into the rock below. You can kind of see, and like down far enough, you can see all kinds of bones and stuff litter the area as if like things have like plummeted here. And you've got this kind of like these passageways that seem to come from different places into this stone structure here. Like you're only on one path that might lead in here, and it's unknown how many of these other paths actually still are usable. Like, this is like an archaeological gold mine if it wasn't hidden by vampires.
Yeah. I feel like that can be said about a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Archaeological gold mine. That's just the trash I had that I haven't taken out since 2 centuries ago. It's been a while since I've done my spring cleaning.
Is there a way for one of us to make some sort of mark here to ensure that we can get back out
Oh, yeah.
if needed?
Very easily. Claw. Mark.
Okay. Alright. About
All right.
halfway across this kind of like open bridge that that leads from the tunnel into this kind of stone structure that's below the pyramid, the Necropolis Pyramid. You'll get about halfway across when you'll notice on the other side there's some kind of figure that seems to be kind of moving forward. And another one. And another one. As there's a bout of dozen of these shambling figures that are just moving forward towards you. Flesh slopping off of them.
Oh.
At least...
Hello. We brought him in.
Emil, Dawn! They're zombies! Nathan! Ow,
Yeah.
they are! Walking corpses?
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, we're here with a gift for your mistress.
Shamble. Shamble. Shamble.
Are they walking across the bridge towards us?
They seem to be moving towards you very slowly.
Mm,
All right.
oh, they can hear? I
They
see.
may be set to simply protect and not.
That would make sense.
Without
However,
context.
that would prevent us from getting through them.
Mm,
Well, it would make getting through them more of a task than passing a message along.
Yeah.
if we have to, like, re-kill them, would that be rude? Like, should we just knock them over?
I
might be
honestly
annoyed
have
by
no
that.
idea. Although, something we could try, I'll go ahead and become obfuscated.
Oh,
Be
Can
right
you-
back.
Okay. So you're gonna go obfuscate then. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and walk through and kind of dodge among them as long as they don't apparently notice me.
They certainly don't seem to notice you. As the rest of you try to avoid the shambling corpses as they shamble forward.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep backing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep backing up. Just kind of, I figure might as well. I have a way past them, but I don't want to just ditch Dawn, so.
I don't want to beat the shit out of them because I think it'll be rude.
Well, that's the thing is, I have.
learned something.
And these things last forever, too, because it's interesting enough. Long after the flesh is all rotten away, they still wait as skeletons to perform their duty.
Yeah. So,
Good old shambling hordes.
yay! So, do I get through them, or is there just, like, basically
Give
an
me dexterity athletics to kind of dodge through them without probably alerting them.
Ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah.
Oh, you're really good at like just kind of like dodging, weaving, and dipping through them, and you manage to get through to the other side of them. Yeah, there seems to be a dozen of them kind of moving forward slowly and surely.
All right. What's on the other side?
The passage seems to lead farther in, go down into an area where you can see light.
All right.
You'll move forward into a massive open chamber. It seems to be like a central chamber that might have been originally for this place for religious ceremonies deep under it. You can see what appears to be embedded in various places in the walls, just bones. It reminds you of like the catacombs of France. You know how like there's just the walls of bones and stuff? Except this seems to be like almost as an Egyptian version of it. There's depictions of art that still has some color to it that looks as though like going with hieroglyphics you cannot read at all. But it looks as though like perhaps when the workers passed away building the stuff above, they were interred down here to act as a pillar of the thing they built.
All right.
You can see kind of like there is like a sarcophagus that seems to be set up in the center. It looks to kind of stand out with a kind of chair and a small like almost space there. There's an old bookshelf here, kind of set up haphazardly, and you hear voices coming from nearby.
Okay. I'm going to move cautiously toward the voices.
Okay.
And I am also going to turn off my flashlight.
Okay. Do you want to be stealthy or not?
I would love to be stealthy.
Okay. Oof. Interesting roll.
Oh gosh, that would have been
And-
so much better had you not gotten 3 1s.
Hey, silent movement. I can re-roll 2 of them.
That's true. Well, technically you can roll 2 extra dice because it's silent movement.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I can re-roll those 2 10s, getting 1 more success.
Oh, hey, 3 successes.
And 2 less failures as well, right?
No, he's not technically re-rolling. He can roll extra dice.
Oh,
because
okay.
It's his specialty. Yeah.
Yeah. When you get 10s in a specialty, you can re-roll the 10s to potentially get more
Right.
successes.
Got it.
Man, that would be awesome, though. Re-roll the 1s. So yeah, moving towards the voices. Stealthily.
You will hear this female voice. My love, my life, you have returned once again to me, telling me to watch over this place as soon as you had woken and left me. I was so filled with sadness at your escape. Your return to our world. Has the time for vengeance and death come to us all again?
Is the sarcophagus in the middle open?
Yes. It's like technically slightly ajar.
Okay.
And this seems to be coming from another area of the room that's got... there's no, like, cutoffs. There just seems to be, like, a number of, like wooden dividers. Like, kind of like those, like, wooden, like, kind of, like, fold-out dividers in, like, rows set up to, like, almost make rooms in this large chamber.
Okay.
There also seems to be a number of, like, zombies in various levels of decay just kind of positioned around the place.
Okay. I'm gonna go look briefly at the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Or at what I can see in the sarcophagus.
It is empty.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the entrance of the room. And I guess, like, tap on a wall.
Okay, just make some noise.
Yeah.
Let me just check this.
I'm looking for Angelique.
A kind of like strange voice that's kind of raspy and dark will be like, "We are not alone." I will take care of the problem. A very pallid woman who looks like a walking corpse will kind of move over to you, towards where you are, kind of taking a look around. Show yourself. Intruder.
Oh, as soon as I talked, it went away.
Okay. Who disturbs me? Who chooses to wander in here past all my guards? As she raises up a hand, and like the legions of undead or like of zombies around you stop moving. As soon as you appeared, they started moving towards you, kind of thing.
A man with a gift. Something I was hoping you could enjoy.
She's just kind of like look with this like very stern look towards you. That doesn't look very happy.
Several from whom you could partake, and should you wish, enjoy the various substances they are on, or not.
You're just gonna hear laughter from coming towards the back, just like a Angelique. The little boy thinks he knows what you want. Do not be concerned with him. He is just a fool, trying to barter his way into the good graces of those that live here. Who sent you? Bay? Another one of the groups? You managed to sneak in here alive. And out of respect for them, even though you've disturbed a meeting that I'm in the middle of, I should just send you on your way. I could kill you and send you on your way. I'm considering it.
Well,
No.
I do apologize for the meeting interruption. I will be happy to come back a bit later at your leisure. if you wish.
Now, Angelique. Don't be so upset. They, the young, don't really know what they need. Walking forward behind her is a man who just kind of wears a hood and kind of like shadows himself. You can see like his skin on his arms is the same kind of like pallid white of death. Kind of like wearing kind of just like simple cloths and stuff, which seems to be like, it has a very old feel to it, but it looks like it's been maybe just updated a little bit for modern day. First ask who sent them, why they're here, then decide if their deaths are needed.
By the way, have they stopped moving towards us, or are they still moving towards us?
They're still
Or
moving
are
towards
they
you.
moving back towards me?
Okay, so we're just slowly moving backwards, just like...
Actually, no. They did turn around at one point in time and looked like they would start moving and then stopped.
Okay.
So they're now facing towards where Nathan went.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Well, got their attention at least. Or he
We
got
hear
her
screaming
attention.
and
No,
all
I don't
this.
know, there's two. Got her attention at least.
I've not been sent by anyone. In fact, I have attempted to get what I'm looking for from some small number of those in Cairo, and none of them have been able to accommodate. Hence, I bring what I hope is a gift to you, although if you prefer something else, I must admit I do not know what it is that you want, as the man or the gentleman in the cowl suggests.
You are in the presence of the son of Cappadocius himself, Lazarus, last of our great elders. Bow your head, as he has risen again.
What do I know about Lazarus?
Please give me a, of course, politics intelligence, we'll say. Difficulty 8.
Oops. That's not the right number to put 8 for.
Alright. You have indeed heard of Lazarus. Lazarus was rumored to be destroyed. It is known that he is the only fourth generation Cappadocian who did not go to what be known as the Feast of Folly, which was the fall of the Cappadocian clan to the Giovanni. He renounced the call to there.
Oh.
Rumors are all members of the Cappadocians that survived were because of what he did. He saved as many as he could.
Interesting. Well, then, I will bow my head.
Yeah. So, child, what is it that you seek to know? What information do you seek? Why should we just not destroy you now? Many questions and very few answers. You've stumbled upon us, obviously looking to bother us, most likely warned by those within Cairo, and obviously not of any group or blood that would be dangerous to us, or as I'm sure Bay would have kept his end of the bargain with us all.
I bear no ill will toward either of you, and I hope that the humor that I've brought you is enough to convince you to listen to me, at least a little bit, before destroying me completely.
You're only lucky that my recent return to the world of the unliving is already reaching the words of those of our enemies, or have been our enemies.
Well, please do not count me among them.
Perhaps you could be of use, small one. What is it you want? And then I can perhaps have you do something for me in return.
I seek entry to the shadow of the first city.
You seek to head deep into the Shadowlands, into Enoch itself. Who told you it was there? Who revealed the secrets? Very few can enter it anymore before you speak again. Since the Sixth Great Maelstrom, things have been difficult. The dead boil over. Many dangers are out there. The fury of it drove many from the shadow. Very few remain, and its dangers are, well, let's just say it's an interesting one.
Well, I readily admit my ignorance of the Shadowlands. However, no person revealed to me anything about the Shadowlands and its relation to the First City. I was able to discover it based on inscriptions on a set of chalices.
You see, only one as myself knows that Enoch still survives the Sixth Great Maelstrom. Only a portion of it, though. The Maelstrom was caused when those foolish enough to try to remove it, tried to destroy it. They almost succeeded. But the blast is what caused the Maelstrom and doomed many of us. Still, perhaps if you sought the place, you could be sent there to its ruins, its wreckage. What we require is something that is dangerous for us, and perhaps deadly for you. And in return, we'll take you to there, where you could learn some truths and maybe find what you seek. For I sense you seek more than just that. You cannot hide it from me. My mind peers into yours with very little effort. Secrets on it. You seek something different. But that is all right. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is a reunion. The family must return together now. Giovanni himself has disappeared. The promise is coming to an end. The Inquisition returns. It is time for the dead to return together. I have already arranged things with the Giovanni, now that their usurper is gone. But there are others that must come here, to the reunion, and you will meet with them. How does that sound, little man?
That sounds great. Who am I to meet with?
First, you must seek out Baron Samedi. Then you must seek out Lamia. Then, you may seek out one of the skulls.
The skulls?
The Harbingers.
Ah. Anyone in particular, or?
Mahatma.
Padma?
Mahatma.
Oh, Mahatma.
I'll put that in chat here. Mahatma will be reasonable. I've been in contact in olden days, but in recent years, have not had a chance to communicate. So find Mahatma. Mahatma, I shall give you a bit of information. Try Istanbul. The other two, well, good luck. And finally, there is one more group that could be of use to us. The Naga Raja. They must come here, too. If you seek them, Mahatma may be able to help you find them. Or at least a leader that will be willing to bring them to the table. It is time for our family to reunite. I have such hatred for those of the others, of the Giovanni. But I must release my hatred, for if not, our group shall fall. And so you are going to help us, little man, and I will find your way into the remnants of Enoch. I shall take you there myself. But be warned, in amongst the ruins and the wreckage of what used to be there are dark things, sleeping things that may have been awakened by what happened. Very few of us are willing to reach there. The founders of the clans aren't the only ones that are the grandchildren of Caine. Some still sleep in the shadows. And they may have just awakened.
Excellent.
Excellent. Alright, we'll leave it there. You can have a family reunion of the Clan of the Dead.
Yay!
This prophecy's starting to make a lot more sense. There are things we need to find literally in the Underworld.
Honestly, you're bound to end up there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Baron Samedi, founder of the Clan Samedi, or the Bloodline Samedi. Lamia, founder of the Bloodline Lamia. Mahatma, 4th gen, very powerful member of the Harbinger of Skulls. And the Nagaraja, the Flesh Eaters.
Oh.
The vampires that need to eat flesh in order to also gain blood. That is their clan weakness, or their bloodline weakness. So, yup.
Yum. That's good. Great.
You know where one is? Mm-hmm. So you at least have a trip
Theoretically.
to Istanbul, Maybe somewhere else that can be found out from that. And
Not
then
Constantinople.
Baron Samedi.
I'd call it there.
Probably somewhere in the Caribbean. I'm going to tell you that much.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. Lamia. Can't help you on that one.
Maybe India-ish? Middle East somewhere? I'm just thinking about mythology.
Yeah.
Maybe Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Lamia is technically the child of Lazarus here. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, Egypt.
By the way, if the zombies were frozen, I would have taken the time to slowly step around them. Move forward.
And rumor is that Lamia directly was destroyed, but some of her closest descendants exist still. I'll give you that much. So you're not sure if Lamia still exists or not? I just might not know. But whoever basically is in charge of that group, you have to find.
Great.
Yeah. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, yep.
Awesome.
That's where we're gonna leave off. That, you have a family reunion to arrange.
Hey! I hate them!
I don't imagine this one's gonna be any better than any other one. Oof.
I mean, it's more like for like, hey, you know, I think we all have to work together now so that we all don't die.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are the blanking on the name. Once again, are the Cappadocians? How old of a bloodline are they?
Cappadocia is one of the antediluvians. They're only a
Jeez.
bloodline now because they were a clan, except they were murdered off. Effectively, all of those
I'm
groups
saying, like, how old are they? Were they
at the beginning.
How old is it? So they were a beginning.
Yes. All of those that they mentioned are effectively direct bloodlines that are direct descendants of the Cappadocians that have evolved over the years, or rumored to be.
Yeah. No, then this makes a whole lot more sense. Go to those that were not deluged. Cappadocians. Those of the dynasty. Seek them.
Yep.
Seek the model under the sands.
And the thing is, the model under the sands might actually be somewhere, but you might not be able to find it until you go to, well, the place where the people that left and found it came from. The record, the Shadow of Enoch. You can find the information
and
you
seek
need.
the blueprints. Yep, seek the blueprints of those whose shadow lies within the abyss.
Yay!
We actually are going to the Underworld.
Oh man.
Go.
All
When
I know
Charles
about
said,
vampire
"Go to
is
hell."
generally you don't want to do that, if at all possible.
Oh no.
The
Yep.
Shadowlands usually requires someone that has very powerful powers of like necromancy to be able to survive there, because then they can...
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, to even go there is necromancy 4.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's very difficult. That's actually technically speaking, what you little known fact, Harbinger of Skulls, which you actually like hinted to at there. They're a offshoot of the Cappadocians that survived the Purge. They did so by hiding in the Shadowlands and spending some time there, being basically
Yay.
messed with it from it.
They're gonna be fun.
You already met some of them. Remember, they're working with your enemies.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you know. Technically
And blueprints of that whose shadow lies within the abyss also makes me think of Dawn's dream. Hopefully that's not the case.
Well, the abyss is like a deep area of the Shadowlands, effectively. It's equivalent to hell.
I know.
It's like, but
or I
shadowy.
assumed.
Yeah. And there's also great things like, you know, the Sombra tap into the abyss for their shadow powers.
From what I understand, the Shadowlands are kind of more like the immediate Underworld, where like ghosts kind of hang out, and then there's like the Underworld, and then there's like hell, or like the abyss.
Yeah.
Yay.
Also known as the Dark Umbra, for those of you that are looking towards Werewolf and that are traveling to the Umbra. It's the bad, you know, it's like there are parts of the, it's part of the Umbra technically, it's part of like the spirit realm, it's just the place where people die.
Oh, they're linked in this one. Okay. They're completely separate in,
okay, the Shadowlands is just one of the areas. The Underworld is divided into several areas. Shadowlands, Dark Kingdom, Tempest, Labyrinth, the Abyss, and Oblivion.
Boy, all of those sound like so much fun.
They really do. The Shadowlands is the place that's the borderland, basically. The in-between.
Yeah. Basically, in werewolf terms, it's kind of more like, I don't know if this is still the term from then, but like kind of more the Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Awesome.
The Oblivion is basically like the bottom of the Underworld is the drain that the Oblivion is running into. That the Underworld is running into. That just sounds so pleasant.
Ugh.
Oblivion is nothing, and a hungry nothing it is. I like how to describe that. But anyway, before they have to enjoy that, they gotta meet with some people that might not be happy to see them, and convince them to come to a big old family meeting here in Sakar. Sakara, to reunite the bloodlines of death.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Woo. Great.
So, we're gonna get going. We'll hopefully play some more next week, where they're gonna have more enjoyable stories. Mm-hmm. Why don't we have some shout-outs of who people are, where to find them? We'll start with Carpe.
At the Carpe DM. Guess where? Yeah. You can find me mostly on Twitter. I have been wanting to start streaming again, but I haven't found the right group yet, so.
Sounds good. You need to look around for those. And then, of course, we'll go to Jess this time.
I am Bubblegum Viking, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And hang on, what am I doing this week? I'm possibly doing one of the Halo campaigns this week.
Ooh.
Possibly. And movie night is Saturday night. And Mondays now, I've been playing A Way Out with someone, and that is a whale of a time. It's just hilarious. There's a whole section where it's just like this old couple leaves the house, and you're just two criminals that have just escaped jail, and you basically take over the house. You can draw on the paintings, you can like literally play a mini game of playing the banjo. There is a hidden area if you pull on something in the clock, and then it just takes you to like a little Zelda reference, and that's it. And it's just, it's a great time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, Worm.
Yeah, I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or @DiamondWorm on Twitter. I am streaming on Fridays now, so join me there. Fridays at 5 PST time.
We've been doing Raft.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's very fun. I don't know how many more sessions we're going to get. And once we're done that, we'll probably move on to one of our other list of things that we talked about. But still, for now, you know, pretty fun. We got a llama goat and a what the heck was it? What kind of
vulture chicken
and a vulture chicken.
Yeah.
Look, they have really weird farm animals that we've like stolen and put in a little place on our boat, on our raft.
Yeah,
and
you have to like find the island and then like take the animals and
they are
put
mutants.
them on your raft, and they're like very weird looking things.
One of them looks like a cross between a llama and a goat, and the other one looks like a cross between a chicken and a vulture. They are weird creatures.
Okay.
Yep. But we've stolen them as pets. Anyway, as for myself, if you're looking for more RPGs, on Thursday at 8 p.m. EST should be Children of Wrath. That's the D&D meets Magic the Gathering set in the magic world of Dominaria, the first set world. We're doing D&D and doing that. Grinding Gears is at 7 p.m. on Sundays. We're doing Dark Matter, which is a sci-fi fantasy kind of world. It uses normal D&D rules. It's just a future setting for it. And we're normal D&D characters that ended up there. So, fun for us.
Oh, man.
We went through holographic training to know some stuff. We had an entire, montage of, learning stuff in a holographic simulator and stuff.
Nice.
I'm also a Warforged, so people keep thinking I'm, one of the robot race, but I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm primitive in comparison to them. They can replace their limbs. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm a robot. I'm just a metal man. I'm not a robot, dude. But
in theory, if you were to slowly replace yourself with robot parts, you could become
the horrible thing that we just learned in the last episode is the evil goddess which controls this entire realm effectively murdered all of my people and used the sparks of their life in order to create the mechanical people that are now there now.
So what you're saying is that it's possible.
Yes. It's possible, but I would also be horribly corrupted by the evil goddess, who's technically half of our god, which is a weird thing, and then we have to, capture her and have them reassimilate in order to save our god. Yeah, it's really weird stuff.
Fun! Fun, though.
Also, everybody in this world is a reincarnation of a soul that used to worship our god and ended up here. So, that kind of that old chestnut. That we're technically an entire galaxy that's an afterlife. Because it's a space galaxy. It's weird and interesting. I like that one. And I'll probably play some, if you're looking for more video games, I'll probably play some more RimWorld. And, of course, next week, we'll be back at 10 a.m. EST for Records of Evil, the Lawful Evil D&D game earlier today, and then this game at its normal time of 2 p.m. For more Vampire the Masquerade, where, we'll go talk to some people and make friends with them, and then head to the Underworld. I'm curious if you can get it all done in one session for talking to people, or it'll take a couple. It could go either way with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yep, I'm surprised if it'll take 1-2 sessions to get to the Underworld. I don't know. We'll find out, but then they'll get there. But anyway, have a great rest of your Tuesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane in this crazy kind of time, and hopefully we'll see you here next week. Same bat channel, same bat place. But until then, farewell.
Because we're vampires and we turn into bats, obviously.
Exactly, not because of a Batman reference.